ay paraphrase nyo, may title na tayo, yun yung pinaka-importante. Kasi kung wala tayong title, walang cover yung thesis nyo. Papel lang yan. Kailangan may title para malaman nila kung ano ba yung punto ng ginagawa natin. Alright? Okay. So, ito pag-uusapan natin sa part 1 dahil most of it. Thesis title, as I mentioned, you've done your thesis titles. Magaganda thesis title natin, may potential na ma-publish. Sana ma-publish talaga. Introduction, paano natin gagawin yung introduction, na sobrang ikli lang. Kasi kung hinagis mo na lahat sa introduction, kumbaga chapter 1 pa lang sinabi mo na lahat, walang makikinig. Kumbaga yung saktong benta lang. Alam niyo yung elevator pitch, narinig niyo na ba yun? Kumbaga pag mas stuck ka sa isang elevator, tapos may potential na investor, ano yung kaya mong sabihin sa produkto na binibenta mo within 1, 2, 3 minutes? Yun ang introduction. Kasi kung masyadong mahaba, hindi na siya interesting. Kumbaga, kinuwento mo na yung talambuhay mo. May makikinig niya simula, pero pag tagal wala. Yung fine points lang. So, yun ang introduction. Rational, or rationale, pahala na kung paano kayo pinapakinggan yan. Familiar kayo with the term? Rational, na-encounter nyo na before? Rational? Ano yung ibig sabihin na rational?
Hindi pa, sir.
Hindi pala. Wala, rational. No idea? Rational is dahilan. Siyempre, may dahilan bakit natin ito ginagawa. May explore natin yun kasi are we doing basic research lang ba? Basic research, ibig sabihin may tinatagpuan tayo. Are we doing applied research? Meron tayong ina-apply na bagay. So, prating may dahilan yung ginagawa natin thesis. So, kung napansin nyo na sa title nyo, ang haba, no? Haba, no? Yung ending, a basis for something, a basis for strategic, a basis for marketing, it's a basis for something. Kasi, nalaman nyo na natagpuan nyo na kailangan nyo hanapin Ano bang paraan para may ambag yung ginawa nyo? Kumbaga, ano bang paraan para yung ginastos natin na 3 buwan na hindi lang yung basic research, makatulong talaga sa demographic na gusto natin tulungan. Kasi majority sa inyo, sa systems plus ang target nyo Okay yun. Meron sa Jollibee, okay din yun. Sa Jollibee. Pero pati tayong may gustong maiambag. Yun ang importante sa research No? Kumbaga ganun, may gusto tayong maiambag. So yun yung rational na required. And theoretical framework. Na-encounter nyo na theoretical framework, yung salita. No? Okay lang na, hindi pa? Minus points yun. Joke lang, pag theoretical framework, mamaya pag-uusap na, ano ba yung mga teorya na gagamitin natin. Kasi hindi pwede na magsabi lang tayo ng something na magaling, kung wala naman tayong pinanghuhugutan na teorya. Sa katandaan nyo, ang bawat teorya, hindi yan basta-basta nahugot sa ere. Matagal din-develop yan. Tinesting ang teorya. Okay? So, we're not, sabi nga nila, imbis na pupunta ako dito, mula bahay ko Santolan, papuntang Systems Plus, imbis na gumawa ako ng sarili kong kalsada, magtabas-tabas ako ng dadaan na lang ako sa mga kalsada na ginawa na ng ibang tao para sa akin. Kumbaga yun yung teorya, na-establish na, balido na. Para ako, going from point A to point B, mas mabilis na. I don't try to reinvent the wheel. I don't try to find something na natagpuan na. Kasi may teorya na. Gagamitin natin yung mga teorya, ayon sa inyong mga study, kung paano natin ma-explain natin. So, for gets? Walang tanong? Bawal magtanong. Joke lang, walang tanong. Okay, so, thesis title. Pag sinabi ko, the first 10 words attract 90% of the audience. Believable ba? Kumbaga, may nadampot ka na libro, binasa mo yung title, anong epekto sa inyo ng title? Kahit hindi mo alam yung content. May epekto, di ba? Kumbaga, title pa lang, appealing pa lang. Kung fictional man yan or non-fictional, The Guide to Life, How to Earn $1 million in 3 days. Okay, parang, sige, ganun. So, all I'm saying is, a good title has to be, sabi nga nila, number 1, relatable. Siyempre, depende na rin sa audience yan, relatable. It should be technical. All the needed parts are there, nakalagay na. May nagsasabi na kailangan daw sexy. Hindi ko alam paano magiging sexy ang pero may nagsasabi na kailangan daw sexy ang title. Pero it's true. Kasi we're like that, di ba? First impressions last. First impressions last. It's true. Title pa lang. So, yun. So, kailangan sa title natin, it's very attractive. Kumbaga ganun. Pero, again, hindi mo naman ma-attract lahat ng tao. Sino ba kailangan nyo i-attract? Yung panel nyo, yung teacher nyo, at yung mga potential na may pake sa inyong domain, which are nasa business, nasa marketing, ano pa ba? Yung mga pinasok nyong mga dimensions, social media, ganun. Sila yung audience nyo. So, kailangan maging attractive sa kanila. So, if it's the first impression, a short phrase, short sentence that captures the essence of your research. Right? Ang sabi nga nila, don't judge a book by its cover, but what if the book doesn't have a cover? Anong punto? Papel lang yan. Okay? So, napaka-importante ng thesis title. Kaya, paulit-ulit ako, inabot tayo ng 2 linggo kasi may mga ganap din tayo sa buhay. Pero mahaba talaga thesis title because it is the 10% of what you're about to do, which relies the 90%. And if you don't fix that 10%, okay? So, pasok ka na. Oh, late ka. Dito ka sa gitna. Sayo ka. Di mo alam ang nangyari. Nag-meeting kami, no? Sige, ano ka lang, upo ka lang dyan. Pero, pasok din, sasayaw ka din. Pasok, entrada dito. Upo muna. So, as I mentioned, imagine niyo kung ang ganda na ng mga sinulat nyo. Ang ganda na ng mga sinulat nyo. Tapos, nasa panel na kayo. Tapos, ang sinabi sa inyo ng panelist, palitan nyo yung title nyo. Ang hirap nun. Kasi kung pinalitan nyo na yung title nyo, pinalitan nyo na lahat. Totoo yun, di ba? Bottom-down effect. It is the top, it is the strategic, wherein the tactical and the operational relies. So, malaking bagay na kung title pa lang, okay na. Planchado na. So far, in my tenure naman dito, tenure, last year lang pala ako. Wala naman change. Okay? And I'll help you defend naman. Okay? Again, your thesis title, it forces you to distill your entire research into a single powerful statement. As I mentioned, kung kaya mong i-pitch yung title mo, kung kaya mong tandaan ang title mo, at yun ang parati magiging guiding principle nyo, madali na na-res ang thesis. Okay? So, number 1. Yeah.
May tapo ata kayo ni Miss Maya sa labas.
Ano yun?
Miss Maya.
Ano kaya meron? Sasali si Miss Maya. Hi, ma'am.
Sign lang po, kailangan po for check kasi.
Sige po. Pero wala pa ako nung TOR ko kasi...
Sige lang po, sir.
Sige ma'am, sign.
Kahit true copy lang po, sir, sa sheet. Ito pa, sir. Balik po po ito na po.
Ano pa? Isa pa. Alright. Yes. So, yung sinign ko, ano ko yun, bonus ko daw yun, may bonus na ako. Joke lang. Sana all. Sana all. Okay, so number 1, thesis title. Okay. Thesis title. Because remember that, thesis title is the 90% of what everything relies on. Right. So, ano ba element of thesis title? So, at this point on, masanay na kayo sa color coding na ito. Okay? So, kung pinanood yung ginawa ko dating video, kahit hindi, okay lang naman. Basta tandaan nyo na to. It should have an independent variable. Naalala nyo ba kung yung independent variable? Sa dati yung mga experiment class ng grade school, wala nakaalala. Nakalala. Okay. Independent variable is anything that you can control. For example, may experiment ako. Gusto ko malaman kung ang pagtubig ba sa halaman nakakatulong siyang tumubo. So, paano ko malalaman kung tubig ba nakakatulong sa halaman? Pwede akong kumuha ng 2 halaman. Yung isa, tinutubigan ko. Yung isa, hindi. Anong kinontrol ko dun? Yung tubig. Diba? Kinontrol ko yung pagbigay ng tubig at hindi pagbigay ng tubig. So, it is anything that you can control. Okay, ito na, example, binigyan na pala ako example. Adjusting the volume. Kumbaga, it's an audio device, I adjust the volume high or low. Saan nanggaling input? Sa akin. Ako yung nag-adjust, high or low. Siyempre, kung may independent variable, may dependent variable. Ang dependent variable is the effect of what you did. So, kung balikan ko yung halaman, may tinubigan ako, meron akong hindi tinubigan, anong epekto nun? Obserbahan ko yung dalawa. Yung isa ba mas tumubo by measuring the CM, yung isa ba mas hindi tumubo? Yung height of the plant ay yung dependent variable. Sa tingin nyo ba, kinontrolado ko yung nung halaman na yun? Hindi ko naman binanat yung halaman di ba? At unless rubber plant, joke lang. Dito example, loudness of sound. In-adjust ko yung audio device ng isang something, yung lakas, right? Depende na yun kung paano ko in-adjust. So, dependent, as I mentioned, is dependent on the independent. Okay? Yun eh. Dependent ay dependent on the independent. So, in all the variables that you produce, nahilo? Nalilito? Medyo. Yun lang. Basta ito independent. Pag ito in-adjust ko, meron, wala, ano mangyayari dito? Okay? O, ito na lang. Ito the independent variable natin. Mag-aral ka o hindi? Ano kaya, ang dependent variable nun, yung grades mo sa exam. Okay? So, kung inuna natin yung grades sa exam, may epekto ba yun doon sa mag-aral ka o hindi? Mauna muna yung mag-aral ka o hindi. Siyempre, gusto ko na mag-aral naman kayo, pero may mga bagay na kaya natin kontrolin in an experiment, in an observation, in a quantitative, na pwede nating bilangin, applyan natin ang measure, na pwede nating sukatin kung anong mangyari, which is another measurement. Okay? Ano ba example dyan? Mga social media marketing style. Kunyari, sa social media marketing style, does the length of content affect user engagement? Yung length of content, ano kaya yun? Ayun ay ang independent variable. Kasi ikaw yun eh. Pwede mong habaan, pwede mong iklian. Anong effect? User engagement. Masasabi mo ba sa kanila na mag-engage na ganito? Hindi. Well, sana all, pero hindi. Malabo yun. So, yun yung relationship ng independent at ng dependent. Okay? May, yun. Tapos, of course, research objective. Okay? Kung balikan natin yung soundness, ang objective ba ng research mo ay para magsabi o magsalita? Yung, balikan ko yung halaman, ginawa ko ba yun para ma-measure yung height o para lang intindihin? May objective parati dyan. Kung babalikan nyo yung mga study nyo, ayun yung analyzing the impact, the effects, yung mga exploring, anong ginagawa nyo sa research nyo? So, pag sinabi natin analyzing the impact, alamin natin yung relationship ng dalawa. Exploring, maybe it's something na hindi pa nagagawa, that's why we explore. Okay? So, given na yan, nakalagay niya sa mga researches nyo kung ano yung objective. At, of course, pati may objective, kasi kung walang objective, walang punto. Diba? Stakeholders, demographics, para kanino mo ginagawa. Kasi, as I always try to say, kung masyadong broad ang research mo, mas madali kang questionin, di ba? Sige, nagawa mo sa konteksto ng Pilipinas lang. Pag naging inclusive tayo, does that apply to other countries? So, importante na specify mo para kanino. For Systems Plus college students. Therefore, it may not apply to other students of other schools, but it opens up an opportunity for other research to try what you did with different stakeholders. So, sa case naman natin, kung may nakita na kayong study na dati, gusto nyo i-replicate, palitan nyo lang yung konteksto, okay lang din, walang kaso. Kasi doon natin malalaman kung ang ginawa natin sa ibang bansa ay pares din pala sa Pilipinas. Pero syempre, gusto ko yung gandahan ng atake natin. But nonetheless, that is still a valid research in the Philippine context. Yan, may madalas na ginagawa eh. Pag may gumawa na research sa ibang bansa, papalitan na nila in the Philippine context. Okay, fine. Totoo nga naman, wala pang gumagawa in the Philippine context. Pero, kapahirapan ko ito. In a good way, guys. Don't worry. Objective. Ano yung punto? Ano yung end goal ng produkto mo? Okay? Makagawa ka ba ng strategic recommendation? Makagawa ng case study? Alam nyo, ano yung objective na research nyo? Okay? Makagawa kayo ng set of recommendation, best practices, policies. Kasi depende rin niya kung ano yung problema na pinanghugutan at ano yung solusyon na kaya nyo i-ambag. Majority pag sa business is strategic implementation. Gusto natin gawin yung research para makatulong man kung sino ang manager, kung sino man ang pwedeng makabasa nun, paano sila mag-apply ng strategy. Okay? Kung sa social media marketing man yan, ano pwede nilang gawin sa mga sa mga binigay mo recommendations. So we had the thesis title, elements, tandaan nyo to elements, which is 1 point, grabe naman to, 1, IB, lagay ko nga IB, alam nyo na, haba kasi, EB, 1.1.3, objective. 1.1.4 statements. And 1.1.5. Objective na pala. Oh yeah, sorry. Research objective. Research objective. Let's just say goals. Goal. Ano bang goal mo? Okay. So far, may question about title? Basta yung title yun na non-fictional. Kung fictional yan, mahirap na. Okay. Ito, example. Uy, ginawa niyo pala to. Tandaan niyo color coding, di ba? Kanino to? Group 1 title. The effects. Ano ba yung effect? Effect is the research objective. You want to find the effect of what's the IV? Social media marketing. Sabihin na natin anong klaseng, ano ba yung mga type of social media marketing? Walang tama, walang mali. Ano ba meron? May written, siguro na lang may written, may video, may podcast, ano pa ba? All those tatlong klase, ba? Among those three that you can control, what are its effect on student enrollment and retention? Do we control this? No, I hope so, pero hindi. So, yun na lang. Malalaman natin anong uri kaya ng social media. Kasi effective, anong epekto ng uri ng social media marketing kaya ang pinakamataas o pinakamababa sa student enrollment and retention. Hindi ko makupas niya. Okay, bago. Masarap pa nga, parang professional eh. Na on that, gets, diba? Hindi natin kinokontrol yan eh. At Systems Plus Computer College. Ano to? Stakeholders. Tama. Hindi ibang school, hindi ano man. Systems Plus Computer College. Towards a data-driven framework for institutional marketing. Ayun ang goal. So, medyo nagiget nyo na, no? Galing, no? Color coding lang yan. Okay, group number 2. Balikan ko lang. Comparative analysis of the impact. Comparative analysis. So, gusto nyong compare using numbers of social media marketing din and print advertising. There are two categories within that. You could control those, diba? On the sales performance, do you think this is controllable? I hope so, pero hindi, diba? So parang pag tinitignan ko yan, gusto nating malaman which among the two, digital marketing, social media marketing, print advertising has a better effect on sales performance, high or low, among small and medium enterprises in Quezon City. Anong napapansin nyo kulang? Goal. Sige lang. Sa bumalik ka. So, balik mo, tapos sayo ka. Okay? Walang goal. So, lagyan natin ng goal. Okay? Kasi, okay, dapat din may goal. Now, here's another thing. You could write all these elements, pero kung masyado naman mahaba, sobrang haba na parang nag-ano ka na rin naman ng paragraph, pwede natin paikliin yan. In creating the right title, we choose the right words. Fine craft talaga yun. Talagang dyan mo pinapaganda eh. Kasi as I mentioned, unang tingin pa lang, yun yung makaka-attract na readers. Believe me, lalo na akong panelist. Okay? So yan, lagyan ng goal. Ito, 3. Impact. Kasi pag sinasabi natin impact, obviously. Does customer service quality help predict? Iba kasi ang analyze. Analyze usually correlation lang yan. Gusto lang natin malaman yung relationship. Pero naalala nyo ba yung sinabi na causality? Na-encounter nyo na ba yung salitang yun? Causality. Yes? Okay lang. Okay. So, pag sinabi natin causality, gusto nating malaman na does this cause this? Does A cause B? May direct relationship. Kumbaga, pag umulan, basa ang sahig. That's a common cause. Okay? There's a difference between causality and correlation. Pag correlation, doesn't mean na it's the cause. Kung example of causality, pag madilim ang langit, bumubunot na lang ako ng ano eh. Pag madilim ang langit, does it necessarily mean na uulan? No. Not necessarily. Baka pwedeng pollution or whatsoever. Pero there is a relationship pag dilim man lang, there is a high probability that it will rain. It is not always predictive. But it tells you na may relationship. Pero kung cause and effect, yun for sure. Siya, cause and effect. So magkaiba ang cause and effect, magkaiba ang correlation. Pag impact ang pinag-uusapan, we want to figure out kung if A causes B. Does customer service quality impact, affect, predict customer loyalty and purchase intention? Ibang statistical tool naman ang gagamitin natin dyan. Di bali, ako na ang tutulong sa inyo dyan. Kuha pa kayo ng statistician, ako na bahala dyan. A case study, yun yung goal niya. Pwede naman pagandahin pa. Pero, a Jollibee branch in Cubao, Quezon City. Ayun yung stakeholders. Nag-get so far? So far? Okay. Walang no choice, kailangan mag-get niya. Alright. So, thesis title, hindi ko na kinompleto lahat pero so far nag-gets nyo naman kung paano. Inayos ko naman yung ano niya. Thesis title, detail. Okay. It must be debatable, not a fact. Pag sinabi natin fact, proven na. So wala nang punto. Proven na eh. Pag sinabi natin debatable, pwede pa siya maging hypothesis. Pag sinabi ko yung hypothesis, narinig nyo na yun. If, then, null hypothesis, alternative hypothesis, nagagawa nyo na yun before. Elementary, wala. Grabe, ano kaya yung pinagdaanan ko sa elementary? Grabe ata elementary. School Lord. Hypothesis. Haka. Tama. Yun siya. Tama. Yun siya. Yung hypothesis. Tama. So, yun na, balikan natin ito. It is debatable, not a fact. Balikan natin yung mga titles. Gawin natin siyang hypothesis. Does customer service quality on customer loyalty and repurchase does customer service have an impact on customer loyalty and repurchase intention? Is it a fact? Maybe. Is it debatable? Yes. Kasi pwedeng oo, hindi. Yun ang hypothesis. Pwede siyang null. When you say null hypothesis, customer service quality does not have an impact on customer loyalty and repurchase intention. The alternative hypothesis that we're trying to debate is that customer service quality has. Meron o wala. Ayun ang pinifigure out ng research. Tandaan nyo, kaya tayo nag-research, we're trying to find out something na wala pa tayong idea. That's why we make titles na wala pang gumagawa. Kasi kung may gumawa na yan, wala na punto, di ba? Bigyan ko na kayo ng grade. 0. Joke lang. Ayun, so, it must be debatable. Fact. O yan, ito yung example. Example pala ko. The sky is blue. It's a fact. Debatable pa ba? Rather, ito pwede natin i-debate. Do certain lenses affect the perception of sky color? Yun lang. Maybe if I'm wearing rose-tinted glasses, do I still know that the sky is blue or not? Mga ganong klaseng bagay. Yun na lang. Ayoko nang pahirapan sarili ko mag-explain. Pero gets nyo na, no? Yan ang gusto ko. Gets nyo na. Okay. It must be specified and focused, as I mentioned, because pag masyadong broad, mahirap. Pag masyadong broad, mahirap pa kayo i-defend. Okay, yun. So, social media in Gen Z, too broad. Masyadong yan. May title na ganyan. Masyadong broad. May dahilan pero masyadong broad. Kaya ito gawin natin, ayun na nga, sinabi ko, content length and engagement among ages to 13 to 18. Kasi when you say Gen Z, it's still not yet specified. Diba? Baka ang Gen Z sa akin is a generation na, age na. Maybe Gen Z is different for you. So let us specify all the terms as much as we can. Not just social media. What within social media? What within, social media, engagement, for example. And of course, it should state your position of point na research nyo. Are you trying to prove or trying to disprove? Lahat naman kayo trying to figure out an impact or the effect. Ganon. So, yun yung point nyo. Okay? Is it basic research to analyze? Gusto nyo nang malaman? Diba? Or is it applied research to give recommendations? Lahat kayo, gusto ko na applied research na. Kaya na. Para dali-dali na ng for the record yan, no? Magamit na tayo ng AI. Diba? Brainstorming. Then, it's true, it's true. Okay lang yan. For the record po yan. Kasi wala, as long as sinasabi naman na pwede, fine. But again, there are parameters that are precursors to that. Na nasa ethics na ano natin, thou shall not plagiarize. Tama? Thou shall cite. Ano pa ba? Thou shall use first references. Okay? Yun muna, mga prerequisites kahit AI. Okay. So, yan. I did the introduction. Ito pa pala. Introduction na pala tayo. Right. So, we've done the title. Ngayon, pasok na tayo sa introduction. Introduction, don't get it mixed by the entire chapter. Ang tawag sa chapter 1 is, nasa inyo pa ba yung mga pinasa kong na libro? Wala na, na-stuck na. Ayan na lang, sa'yo na lang. Pakita nyo kaya kayo. Yung chapter 1 is called the background and the statement of the problem. Tama ba ako? Tignan mo nga, background and the statement of the problem. Tama ba? Kailangan tama yan. Nakasalalay ang bonus ko dyan. Chapter 1, background and the statement and the problem. Ganun na rin, binalik. Okay. Yun ang chapter 1. But within those parts is the introduction. Introduction is the background. Okay? O tama ako, nabaliktad ko lang yung salita. Introduction. This is where you introduce your topic. Tandaan nyo to. On an introduction, first time mo makilala ang isang tao, sasabihin mo ba sa kanya yung buong talambuhay mo? No. Yung kailangan lang niyang marinig. Okay? So, may certain numbers. Kumbaga, alam niyo yung diminishing returns? Ang dami akong tinuturo sa inyo. Diminishing returns. Okay, so there's this thing called law of diminishing returns. Economics yan. Pag uhaw ka, bigyan kita ng isang basong tubig. Okay. Bigyan kita ng 2. Okay. Bigyan kita 3. 4. So, may certain number lang. Though, that is called law of diminishing returns. Okay? Pag ako, naging contractor sa DPWH, bumili ako ng isang luxury car. Okay. Ibili pa ba ako ng 2? Ng 3? 40? Pwede. Pwede, kung maganda yung payong. Pero yun, may certain degree of something. Okay? So, it is a basic economic law. Kung maganda yung payong, bakit hindi? Okay. For the record yan. A backgrounder of your research, no? What, who, where, and when of your study. Backgrounder lang, yung kailangan lang malaman. Okay? O parang ito, sakto na-encounter ko ito eh. How do you feel watching a 10-part series and you started from episode 5? Ganun yon. Kasi, ano ba nangyari nun? Yun, sakto. May kasama ako, nanonood siya yung Sandman, kung familiar ka sa Netflix. Tapos, nagsimula ako sa episode 5. Hindi na ako makarelate sa mga inaano niya, kung ano. Anyway, kahit anong mga Korean novela na pinapanood niyo yan, kung hindi niyo nasimulan, mahirap makarelate. I'm not saying hindi kayo makaka-catch up, pero hindi makagagrasp agad yan ng kahit sino taong ipasok mo agad para manood. Diba? May isang pelikula sa gitna ka na agad nagsimula. Right? So maganda na malaman mo muna yung premise. So that is the introduction. You're trying to introduce. Ayun. You move from a broad overview of your topic to the specific focus of your research. Global to local situation. Deductive. Alam niyo yung deductive approach? Yes. So, ano yung inductive? Tama. Inductive. Inductive, that's specific to general. Ano ba? Yeah, tama. Induction pala naisip ko. Yung panluto. Deductive. Okay. That's your background. Elements of an introduction. So, we had the intro. Sandaan nyo lang to Intro. So, ano yung elements of an introduction? What is it? Uy, grabe, nakakulay na. Ano ibig sabihin yan? What is it? Ano yung kulay? Naalala yung kulay dilaw? Ano yung independent variable na pinag-uusapan niya? Explain nyo. Maybe in one sentence. Mabilis lang. Galing na color coding, no? Pero yun. Kasi pwede mo i-explain yung buong title na. Pero dahil wala ka pang natatagpuan, ano i-explain mo? Kasi wala pa eh. So, himay-himayin natin yan. Pero dapat strategic. what is it? What is the ID, for example? Ano mo ni ID na pinag-usapan? What is social media marketing? Ano siya? Okay, in general lang naman, ganun. What is it? Who's affected? Global. Okay, global muna tayo. How does social media affect ganyan sa buong mundo, ganito, yan. You try to piece the title out. You use the title as your guide to explain the introduction para hindi ka lang paikot-ikot on something. You could use this format. Maraming formats of writing an introduction. There are many ways to scramble an egg. Kung gusto mo sa mantika, sa tubig, sa microwave, ikaw ang bahala. Pero dapat ang importante, ang scrambled egg sa dulo, scrambled. Scrambled siya. Okay? Maganda scrambled. So, you could use this approach. Iba yung ginamit ko dati, pero I figure out na less is more sa introduction. Less is more. Kasi pag yan binasa agad na reader, ang haba masyado. Ang rule nila dyan, pag ang introduction mo lumampas ng 2 pages, parang sabihin, ano lang, sakto lang. What is it? Your ID. 1 sentence. Okay? How are they affected? Yung DV. Right? That's one example. In terms of strengths. Okay? Paano naapektuhan yung independent variable mo or the dependent variable in terms of strengths. Right? Kung may mga positive ba na nangyayari ngayon sa mundo or weaknesses. Okay? So, ano lang to? Template lang to, ha? I'm just giving you a style how to scramble your egg. Okay? Pero there are many ways to scramble an egg. Right? Tapos, again, dahil deductive, from global, we go to the Philippine context. Pag nagsimula agad sa Philippine context, kung ang reader mo, hindi niya ma-relate kung ano yung pinagkaibahan, mahirap na ma-convince. So, maganda na magsimula muna kayo sa global, tapos local. Kasi kung local to global kayo, kaya nyo bang mag-research na at a global scale? Medyo mahirap yun. Given na hanggang November lang tayo, mahirap yun. Kung November 2030, kaya pa siguro. Pero hanggang ano lang tayo, 25. Okay, in terms of strength, in terms of weaknesses. That's just a basic pattern. You could have your own style. Okay? Basta ito importante. Every time that you throw a sentence, ano kailangan? Citation. Tama. In-text citation. Buti na ano yan, in-text citation. When it comes to citation, at least, number 1, APA 7 style. Tapos, 5 years of age. Grabe, parang sanggol na. Pero 5 years. Now, yung mga pinagawa ko sa inyo, pwede nyo gamitin yun. Gamitin yun. Kukulang pa. Chapter 2 na agad. Kung kulang pa, kung ang dami nyo ginawa, pwede nyo yung lagay sa chapter 2 yun. Okay? Pero nagigets nyo na, pwede nyo nang, kumbaga, binigay ko na sa inyo rekado. Ba? Kayo na bahala, paano hiwain yung sibuyas, ganyan. Siyempre, di nyo lalagay yung buong sibuyas, di ba? Yung ano lang, yung saktong kailangan lang ba, na pag niluto na natin yung ano ba masarap na pagkain na may sibuyas? Adobo. Lahat ng adobo kasi Pinoy na Pinoy eh. Adobo, yun. Adobong sibuyas. Ako lang, kumbaga. Adobong may manok. Adobong sibuyas. Yun siya. O, ito example, hindi nyo naman kailangan basahin. Haba. Babasahin ko ba? Pero, nagiget nyo na lang yung itsura. Base na lang doon sa ginawa kong pattern. That is a paragraph of an introduction. Okay? So, pwede nyo pabain. Pwede nyo, I'm not limiting you to one sentence. Teka lang. Okay lang ako. Wala mo na, nangungopya na ata si ano eh. Wala pa kopyahan. Grabe, pa tayo nag-i-exam eh. Okay? Introduction. Alright, sige. And, okay. Going back. Yan lang naman. Just a basic pattern para magamay nyo naman siya. That's a good one paragraph introduction. Okay na yan. Kailangan ba mahaba? No. Nope. Kung ako nagbabasa, ayoko ng mahaba. Gusto ko na specified na. Pero dahil sobrang specified na, kumbaga nandun na yung mga kailangan kong alamin. Kasi introduction lang naman eh. Yung mga kailangan ko pang alamin besides that, kung kulang, saan ko ilalagay? Sa Review of Related Literature sa chapter 2. Malapit na, pero reference din yun. Nakalusot ka, yun na rin yun. Pwede pero depende. Okay. Introduction details. Detalye tayo sa introduction. Okay. Details. Yeah. How much information is enough? As I mentioned kanina, kung kaya nyo nang isulat ng isa o dalawang paragraph, baka yung paragraph nyo naman, grabe, ano naman, 50 sentences. Isa ano lang, mga isang 5 sentences, isang paragraph. Let's just say around 10. I didn't do the math. Sige, balikan ko yung math. Nandiyan na rin naman. How many is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8. Oh, that's one paragraph. That's one good intro. Okay na ako dyan. Goods na yan. Di ba? Ganun lang kahaba. How much information is enough? As I mentioned, show me what is present, show me what is missing. Introduction pa lang yan. Kumbaga sinasabi mo lang kung ano nang meron sa mundo, ano pa kaya yung kulang. How do I make it more than just a summary? Of course, hindi lang siya basta-basta summary. Sa introduction pa lang, parang siniset up mo na yung dahilan bakit kailangan gawin. Kasi napapansin natin, kung balikan yung nilagay ko, yung strengths saka weakness. Anong counterpart ng strengths and weaknesses? SWOT. 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 Opportunity and threats. So, mapapakita mo pa lang sa, hindi mo pa kailangan sabihin na may threat at opportunity. Malaman mo lang na may weakness at malaman mo lang na may threat. Sa isang intellectual na nagbabasa niya, alam na niya na, may potential, dito, opportunities and threats. Okay? Pero hindi mo muna ibibigay lahat. Parang, bigay mo lang yung facts. Bigay mo lang yung facts na nangyayari. Ano ba yung opportunities and threats? Usually, these are things that may or may not happen, but are likely to happen. Okay? Yun. So, bigay mo lang. Doon magsisimula ang kwento mo. How do I connect the literature to my research question? Research question, pag nagawa muna natin yung theoretical framework sa gagawa ng research question. Okay, yan yung magiging ng pundasyon ng ano nyo. Alright. So, that was the introduction. Gabi, nag-ano pa ako. Hindi na. Parang introduction. Any questions sa introduction? Wala naman. Okay? Siguro lagi ko na lang dito is global to local. 2. Mali yung numeration ko. 2.1, 2.2, strengths, 2.3. Yes. Tama ba spelling ko? Yeah. Okay. Yun lang. Okay. Move on na tayo sa rational. As I mentioned, ngayon na pala, rational. The why. Bakit natin kailangan gawin yung thesis? So yun, parang binigyan ko na kayo ng spoiler. Dahil sa introduction, kinuwento nyo na yung strengths and weakness. Dito na papasok yung opportunities and threats. Because any opportunity na pwede natin i-capitalize is helping someone. Any threats that we do not tell anyone is actually harming someone. Diba? So kung alam mo may potential threat at yung research mo is a good way to plot out the threats, enumerate the threats, analyze the impact, analyze the impact, do correlation, do regression, is a way for you to resolve the threat. Okay? Rational, why do it anyway? As I mentioned, it answers the question, why is the research important and why should anyone care about it? Yung rationale, dito talaga yung mabigat niya. Kailangan nyo talagang explain. Kailangan nyo, dito na yung selling point. Ito na yung nakwento mo na yung yung sitwasyon ng mundo, na may ganito, ganyan. Ngayon, kailangan mo nang ibenta yung study mo sa nagbabasa. Sa rational, papasok yun. Does it need to have citations? Actually, no. Kung walang citation, no problem. Pero importante na yung mga kiniklaim mo kasi binibenta mo to, I'm using the term binibenta as I hope nagigets yun kasi bilang business major, diba? Kailangan mo talaga, sige lang, kailangan mo mabenta. Is based upon the evidence that you've collected in the introduction. Okay? Diba? Lang? Okay. Right? So, sabi ko na nga, what's the point of having 99 solutions if you don't have a problem to solve them? So, kailangan may problema para yung gagawin mo, may maiaambag. May dahilan yung ginawa natin na research, which will be pointed out in the rationale. Okay? Statement pa lang to. Iba pa yung statement of the problem. Pag statement of the problem, ayun yung mga nakalista na para sa inyo ano lang, kahit 5 lang. Kasi usually, statement of the problem, hinihingi nila 6, 7. Gusto niya ba ganun? Ayaw, no. Ano lang, grabe, dami na natin problema sa buhay. Dadagdagan ko pa. 4 lang, 5 lang. 5 lang, grabe. Nagkakipagtawaran kayo sa akin. Sige pa, 4. Sige na, 4 na. Rational. Yeah, rational na tayo. I got my number right. Rational, or as the British call it, rational. Okay. So, in a rationale, it forces you to articulate the real-world value and academic contribution of your work. Okay, di ba? Bibigyan ko naman kayo ng example. Baga, as I mentioned, it's the why. If you state the why is important, the who, what, when, where, how follows. Importante mo na yung bakit natin ginagawa ito. Okay? So parts of the rationale, para mabilis. What are the opportunities that can be realized? Pag ginawa natin ito research, babalik ako ba yung mga title nyo? Pero sana na-visualize, ito na lang, visualize yung mga title nyo. Ano yung mga opportunities that can be realized? Grabe, finifeel talaga. Yun na isusulat nyo sa rationale nyo. Okay? Could help, ganito, ganyan. Yan. You could write it in 2 sentences. Okay? What are the risks pag hindi ginawa? Ano yung mga pwedeng mangyari na disadvantage, mga ganyan. It's up to you how to write it. Why is your method different from others? Usually sa rational, ginagawa dahil may kakulangan na studies, may knowledge gap ang tawag nila, wala pang sumusubok ng ganito, baka yung dating sumubok na gumamit ng quali, kayo gumagamit ng quanti, or vice versa. May wala pang gumagamit ng experimental method, wala pang gumagawa ng observational method, bakit iba yung method? So that's one example. And why is your recommendation necessary? Bakit na siya necessary? Now it's up to you how to sell it. Okay? At dahil business majors kayo, galingan nyo. Benta nyo, ha? Benta nyo. Ayun. Okay. So, ilang sentences? 2, 4, 6. Yeah, 6. 6 is good. Okay na. Ganun na yun, no? Double space pa natin. Ganun na yun, no? Malaki-laki na yun. So, ngayon, nabivisualize yun. Nakakompose na kayo ng mga 4 pages of something. Yun. Iba, no? So, triple space, pero, medyo na, nyo na. Kaya, yung naman dyan, pwede nyo makita as an example. Also, don't worry. Bigyan ko kayo ng yung sample nung sa akin, research ko sa akin. Okay? So, maikli lang yung mga ganyan. Rational sa kanan. To example, meron pala ako. Yun, basta, kinulayan ko na. Rainbow ba? That's an example para siya. Evaluating how that new technology can help schools identify knowledge gap. This is a opportunity. If academic institution fails to address this issue, what is this? A threat. This study's methodology is uniquely particular as it directly explores application in setting. Diba? So, recommendations are crucial for equipping a growing population of working students with the skills they need. Ayun yung goal ng study. Okay? So, that's how you do rational. Any questions? Naman? None? Pwede magtanong. So far, so good? Okay. So, yun siya. Okay, what is next? Details sa rational. Okay. So, ano yung mga importanteng details to take in mind? What is the difference between a rational and the background of the study? Yes, this is a good question. The background tells the story. The rational makes the argument of why the story is important. Okay? So, background. Siyempre sa background, hindi mo muna ibibigay lahat. Tapos, doon mo na ibabanat bakit importante. Okay? How do I prove my research is significant? Ayun nga, yung study na ginagawa nyo, as mentioned, wala pang gumagawa. dahil may kakulangan sa kaalaman, dahil may natagpuan tayong mali, or may pagbabago ngayon. Kaya balikan ko lang, kaya parati ko sinasabi na at least yung research na binabasa nyo is 5 years old. Okay? Kasi baka iba ng social media marketing no 10 years ago. Baka wala pa nga social media nung panahon na yun. So everything changes, everything evolves. So research is a perpetuating thing. What you do right now, kung ano man na maging findings nyo, you could do that again in the next 5 to 10 years. Kasi iba na yung situation ngayon. Baka iba na yung ginagawa ng baka ano ba kasunod ng Gen Z. Hindi ko na alam kung ano kasunod ng Gen Z, di ba? Ano na, Gen Alpha o Gen Alpha. So, ganun, the same methodology, but you are updated because as I mentioned, it fills a knowledge gap done because of the lack of implementation or wala, changing times. Tumanda lang talaga lahat. Alright? How do I make my rational persuasive and not just a statement of intent? As I mentioned, ibenta nyo yung nyo research nyo sa rational pa lang. This is important. Lalo na pakita nyo sa risk, right? Don't just say your research is needed. Show the problem, show the problem that proves it. Ipakita nyo yung problema bakit importante. Alright, theoretical framework. So far, so good. Last na to. Kaya pa? Exam tayo. Test tayo. Okay, theoretical framework. At dahil tayo, quantitative tayo. So, tama, no? Quantitative tayong lahat, no? Quantitative. Sige. Kasi mas madali quantitative. Matagal ang qualitative. If it's qualitative, it's called a conceptual framework. Pero dahil quantitative tayo, theoretical framework. At sinabing theoretical framework, ano kaya sa tingin nyo importanteng i-point out dito? Theories. Kailangan may theories. Kailangan may theories. Kung may theoretical framework, kung walang theories, framework lang yan. So, kailangan ang theoretical framework, may theories. Okay? Ay, rational. Ano ba nalagay ko sa rational? 3.1 opportunities kaya naman ako, mali ang spelling ko. Let's framework. Alright, sige. Bala pa, tapos na tayo. Alright, theoretical framework for quantitative. What is it? It's the conceptual blueprint of your research. Yung nakita niyo yung parang diagram dyan. Yup, it's a It's a blueprint. Okay, it's a diagram. So, it shows the direction of your research. Tignan niyo yung isa, kasi iba rin yung sa kulay blue. Yan. Iba yung, niya. Yung, eto ba, yan, for example. So, there are many ways to write a theoretical framework. Pero gusto kong dumali na lahat. Sundan natin yung pattern. Yan, that's an example. It is the blueprint of your research. O pwede yung i-share yung skeleton ba? Para alam mo yung outline, dun yun lang ilalagay-lagay. It links 2 or more theories that help explain how your IB influences the DB. So, if you would remember, the IB, yellow at saka green, all of those, right, may corresponding theory kayong hahanapin. At madali na maghanap ng theory, hindi tulad nung dati. At bawat theory na hahanapin nyo, may mga categories yan. As I mentioned, social media, that was your IB. Ano yung mga DB sa social media? It could be social media, it could be text, it could be videos, it could be audio, it could be live. Those are categories. Now, I'm just making up, pero naiintindihan nyo, in a theory, may mga categories. May mga categories tayo. Alright? Yung sa research ko, may example naman ako. Yung sa research ko, I used technological advancement according to the Harvard Business Research na nalaman nila with 10,000 companies during pandemic. And according to them, technological innovation as an IV, it could be one or more, such as proactive technology, technology na pag natanggap mo, you could act something bago mangyari. Reactive technology, technology that helps you react, ganon. Remote work, remote technology, any technology that allows you to access point A to point B kahit nandito ka. Safety technology, bahala na yung mga cybersecurity, ganun dahil pandemic yan, mga safety technology, and data analytics. So, I use the theory of Harvard Business Review of technological innovation, and within that theory, may 5 categories. So, as you could expect, you have IV, DV, tigi-isang theory, at bawat theory may mga categories. 1, 2, 3, at the very least 3. Kasi tandaan nyo, we're gonna use survey, we're gonna use correlation, we're gonna mix and match which among those among those categories affect the other. Alright? Kasi kung isa lang yan, mahina ang study mo. As much as possible, 2, 3. Okay? So far, nagigets? Okay. Alright, what's next? It assists in clarifying your thinking and defining key variables and relationships to your study. Bale, makikita nyo naman dyan. How to write a theoretical framework. Ayun. Find the theory that best explains your IV. Siyempre, importante, sulat nyo kung sino nagsulat. Wrote it. Alright, 2 sentences. Enumerate at least 3 categories within your IV. Now, I'm telling this to you as a cheat sheet. Kasi kung mahina ang IV nyo, isang theory na walang categories, I'm telling you, gigisahin kayo ng panel. Mas gusto makita ng panel ang relationship ng isang bagay to this, na hindi lang isang one direction, pero multiple direction, making your study complicated. What's the right word? Wonderful, complicated, masarap i-analyze, masarap tignan, at also relevant. Okay? Ayan, anyway, at least 3 categories. How does the IV? Ito yung effects, yung araw naman. So, find a theory that best explains your DV. So, ito na, sinusulat nyo to in a paragraph, ha? So, for example, ano bang theory of social media? Yun. Okay. Technological diffusion theory. Yun ang that's one theory that you could use with social media. According to the technological diffusion theory, na may 5 categories of people once you integrate a technology. May mga early adopters, there are the 10% na kunwari nagbigay ako ng bagong produkto, sila yung 10% na kumakagat agad. There are the 30% late adopters, laggards, and di ko alam yung isa eh. Pero sa madaling salita, ang sinasabi ng theory yan, every time that we implement a technology such as social media, hindi lahat kakagat. May curve yan. Pag distribute natin yung curve, most of the time yung sa gitna, mga late adopters na yan. Pag tumagal na ng mga 3 to 5 years, syempre titignan nila kung effective ba o hindi. Or maybe resistant sila to changes eh. That's one example of a theory. Okay? Now, sulat ko yun. Diffusion of technology yan. Yung who wrote it, hindi ko na maalala kung sino. Now, I'm gonna say, how does that IV, that theory of diffusion of technology, affect my respondents? Perhaps ang respondents ko are Gen Z. Okay, how does that theory help explain how Gen Z interact with technology? Sabihin na natin, most Gen Z are early adopters because of exposure to ganyan-ganyan. I'm making things up by the way, ha? So, ano na lang. Pero nagigess nyo kung saan ako nanggagaling. Explain nyo, paano nakaka-affect yung IV sa respondents nyo? Sa Systems Plus College students, for example. Diba? Yun yung naging IV nyo eh. Tapos, hanap kayo ng theory that best explains your dependent variable. A while ago, ang IV ko is social media use. Ang DV ko is, sabihin natin na engagement. Engagement ang DV ko. A DV is something that you cannot control, right? Engagement. Maghanap ako ng theory about engagement. Maybe an example is cognitive dissonance. Mas engage ang attribution theory. Mas engage ang isang tao sa isang bagay na nakaka-relate sila. Which is true, right? Okay? Yun siya. So I'll use that theory. I forgot who wrote it, but I'll use that theory to explain my dependent variable, to explain engagement under social media context. According to the attribution theory, ganyan. Paraphrase nyo. at least enumerate 3 categories within the DV. Now, hindi ko alam kung ano man yan, pero hihimayin ko yan. Pwede nyo na ma-search yan. And how does that theory affect my DV? How does that affect Gen Zs? Diba, sinasabi nga nila na mas ano daw yung attention span, ganyan-ganyan. All those things na pwede nyong i-research. And of course, when you're writing this, dahil based on theory, based on someone else's work, kailangan may citation. May citation practice na doon. Now, then lastly, how do both theory relate to your research goal? How does social media marketing and engagement affect ganyan-ganyan? Sulat mo lang naman. Now, it's up to you how to write that. Pero ang hinahanap, basta ito na, ang hinahanap sa theoretical framework are at least 2 theories. Pwede nyo pahirapan ang buhay nyo, pwede nyo gawing 4, pero 2 lang. Alright? Oh, ito, may example na pala ako. Diba? Example. Oh, so, ito yung ginawa ko with the last batch. Ito yung nabigyan ako ng second place sa ano. So, nakwento ko sa inyo yung ano, di ba? Ang gagaling ng research nila, grabe, mga electric cars configuration, ganyan-ganyan. Ako basic research lang kung tutusin eh. Pero ano, nilagyan ko ng hugot, kinuwento ko yung ano ng mga estudyante. Kasi working student sila eh. Pinahaba ko introduction. Delivery lang. Nagustuhan. Nag-second place. Grabe. Diba? Pero anyway, delivery lang talaga yan. Sumayaw pa nga ako online. Anyway, ayan, example lang naman. Iba yung kulay pala, by the way. Pero, evaluating the impact, that is the research objective of online learning. Ano yung mga types of online learning? What was the theory I used? Ayun, hindi nyo kailangan alam. Pero importante na, kailangan i-cite. Okay, ito pinili ko. Based on what? Gano'n kakatalino? Hindi po. Ginamit ko itong ano na to. So, you will always cite on the works of other people. Because I could find types of online learning kung ako lang ang umano, pero I have to do a different study. As I mentioned kanina, galing Santolan, papunta dito, hindi ako gumawa ng sarili kong kalsada. I use the roads na ginawa ng ibang tao. Diba? Napakamahal, by the way. Yun. Tapos, pili ka na yan. Practical skills, that's my dependent variable. Madami masyado, but nonetheless, you cannot control these. These are the outcomes, and I use experiential learning theory. So, it basically says that which among these types of online learning has an impact on the following practical skills. Okay? Now, remember, a good thesis must be debatable. Diba? Ibig sabihin, hindi siya fact. Ibig sabihin, that figure out eh. Does it say that online learning can or not? That is debatable. Diba? Kasi wala pang gumagawa eh. So, this is a basic framework. And of course, it ends up to the real-life application for working students. Ano yung recommendation na pwede natin magawa para sa kanila? Okay? Ano yung demographic ko? For working students. So, yan ang itsura. Yan ang isang example ng isang theoretical framework. Kung quantitative tayo, conceptual framework. Iba naman yun. Makababa yun. So, dito muna tayo. Okay? So far, nagigets nyo? So, compose lang kayo ng, yan. Ito yung important. Tapos, compose lang kayo ng paragraph about it. Binigay ko naman yung number kung ilan na yun. Basta hindi kailangan makababa ang chapter 1. Okay? Any question? Ano naman? Okay. So, theoretical framework. Alright. Sige. May conceptual framework ako dito. Okay. Theoretical framework details dapat to. Okay, so is a conceptual framework the same as theoretical framework? Alam nyo na hindi. A theoretical framework is a lens for an existing theory. Okay? May mga existing theory na pinagtatagpi-tagpi mo na, gumagawa ka ng blueprint, ng skeleton, ng backbone, a guide sa madaling salita. A conceptual framework is unique map for your specific study. Usually for qualitative, yung kumbaga, may naiisip akong teorya eh. Pero wala pang gumagawa eh. So, binubunot mo yung konsepto. Ginagawa mo pala yung konsepto. Okay? Ano magandang isipan ng teorya. Naisip ako din eh. Huwag mo na. Pero anyway, okay na lang. Meron akong teorya. Pag ang profesor sumasayaw daw sa klase, mas engaged ang mga estudyante. Okay, so wala pang gumagawa ng ganung theory. Pero nandun yung concept. Bakit kaya? Baka nakukuha ko yung attention nila according to the law of attention. Baka nakukuha ko yung engagement nila. So may mga dati ng theories and other variables that help me create my own theory. Okay? Pero wala naman tayo sa conceptual framework pa. Theoretical framework pa. So far nagigets? Sunod pa? Okay, mabilis na lang tayo. Okay, does my conceptual framework need to be in a diagram? Please, lagay nyo sa diagram para mabilis, para maging klaro. Right, so yeah, last na pala. Okay, tapos na pala tayo.